Hello, beautiful creator. My name is Mary Howe. I'm a board certified art therapist and inspirational artist. I'm here to do a pick a card reading about what do I need to know to create more, and that could be peace, love, joy, or whatever you want to create more of in 2024. And the way that this works is you'll pick one of these three piles. So you'll pick this first pile. Pile one has the strength rock, um, and pile two has the flow rock and one of my nature spirit cards, and pile three has the adventure awaits with a card from my affirmation deck. And so these are decks that I'm in the process of creating, and I'm just kind of playing around with them to see how they work. So, all right. So what you'll do is just click in the link below, pile one, pile two, or pile three, and there's no magic to it except for listening to your own guidance. And so if you had a first reaction, go with that. You know, that's your gut instinct. But you cannot do it wrong. And so just pick the one pile that you're inspired to pick. And while this is for the new year of 2024, you can make this a timeless reading. And what do I want to create more of right now, in this week, in this month, in this year? And then it's a timeless reading. All right, creators, I will see you in your reading. All right, pile one. So your first instinct clearly was about creating more strength. And let's see what this Parts of Self card has to say. Let go, jump in, be open to receiving magic, stepping into the unknown, and being open to what treasures may be able to come to you if you just open yourself up. And so my first sort of intuition is that your strength is your gift. You are already strong, and maybe fear is the challenge. And so relying on your strength to help you take the plunge to jump into whatever it is that you have, whatever dreams that you have for yourself, goals you have for yourself. What are you waiting for? What are you holding back from? And let's see what else the cards can help you with understanding. So when you draw cards, oracle cards, they're not intended to tell you what to do. They're intended to help you tap into your own inner guidance, your own wisdom, which has been there all along. We kind of ignore it, especially with social media and all the busyness of life. We can really forget to listen to our intuition, or maybe it was never encouraged. So, and here's a card about that. So it says, sit quietly, wait for your spirit to be heard, then you will be inspired. And so a lot of times quieting things down and taking the time to distance yourself from social media is a good idea. So let's see what else we've got here. God's perfect peace flows through me. Justice growth, miracles, intuition, again, self-love. So this card is really about, in some ways it's about suffering, because it's kind of about trusting that things will work out even when we don't think they will. And so sometimes doors close and it seems very unfair and it seems like it's against what we want, but in reality, there's something better waiting for us. This or something better is a nice affirmation that I like to use when I am struggling with acceptance, not accepting what is happening. Then I, I say this or something better now waits for me. So one, I'm accepting where I am in the moment, and also trusting that the universe is going to provide. And then this card is about the rabbit, which is, rabbits are prey always. They eat grass and vegetables. They are not, they're at the bottom of the sort of the food predator food chain. So they're often fearful creatures, but they're also abundant, which helps you to know that your abundance is waiting for you. So part of creating more is about acknowledging, owning your ability to create more. These cards are the Law of Attraction cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and they are about the Law of Attraction and also owning your ability, and not just your ability, owning the reality that you are the creator of all of your experiences. And that can be a little overwhelming because it's easy to blame the universe or blame others for our setbacks or our failures, but in reality, we are the creators of our experience. So the next card you have is, there is nothing I cannot be, do, or have. Do you believe this is true? There is nothing I cannot be, do, or have. So the truth of that statement is, I can be anything that I want to be as long as I believe it. I have to believe in it. So that is a message. I can turn a downward spiral upward. So what are you focusing your attention on? Whatever you focus your attention on is what you're going to create more of. And it's super easy to spiral downward. So I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. Life is never working out for me. It's not fair. All of those things can prevent us from moving in a different direction and force us to spiral downward. And so finding a way out of that spiral, and it might just be listening to the air conditioner vent. So focusing on one thing, listening to the sound of the leaves rustle, or your breath, which is always with you. So just tapping into your breath, noticing your breath. All of these are very basic mindfulness techniques, and they can be the first step. And it also might be a good time when we're spiraling downward to step out of the situation. And one way to do that is exercise. My experience is, if I'm thinking about exercise to lose weight, then I'm not going to do it. But if I'm thinking about exercise as mental health and giving myself a little break from my suffering, then I'm much more likely, because the effects of that are going to be felt immediately. And so I would recommend exercise a lot of times first, if you're, and even if you're limited in your abilities, finding a way to burn off some energy, because that stored energy can force us to stay stuck in the spiral. So, all right, so the last cards that I'm going to pull from are the Artist's Way Creativity cards by Julia Cameron. And let's see what the message is for the creative piece. Change. A nice word. So, what needs to change? If you think of the universe as a vast electrical sea in which you are immersed and from which you are formed, opening to your creativity changes you from something bobbing in that sea to a more fully functioning, more conscious, more cooperative part of the ecosystem. So you're a part of that ecosystem, but wouldn't it be nice to be more fully functioning, more conscious, and more cooperative? And cooperating with your own guidance by doing some of those things that we talked about, that I mentioned, with the simple mindfulness practices. You do not have to be a meditative genius to be able to benefit from this, and to give yourself a break from the suffering. And also, just like you're jumping in to from a high dive or jumping off a cliff into deep water, you take a breath first. So take your breath. Be mindful of your breath and allow yourself to acknowledge the strength that you already have and jump in, because this or something better now is waiting for you. And I'm so excited that you are going to have these amazing changes, because you are the creator of your own experience. All right, pile one, thank you for listening, and I hope so much that this was helpful. If so, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments of how it is helpful, or how you're going to be creating more in 24. And hello, pile two, welcome to your reading. So today's reading is all about creating more, and you may want to think about, now there's your strength from pile one. I'm going to set it over here out of your way. So you may want to think about, first of all, your word with your reading is flow. So is there something that is keeping you stuck, or you just want to feel more flow? And this card is really about gratitude, finding all the little things to be grateful for. So it could be something as simple as the cool side of the pillow, or having a pillow, or having a bed, being able to flip a light switch when you walk into a room. So feeling the gratitude helps create more acceptance and flow. So there is the Isis. there is a lion roar. And embrace your dark side and forgive yourself. Opportunity and adventure. Abundance exists, but you must move forward to experience it. So something is keeping you stuck. Magic manifesting, your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. Open up to your purpose. Putting fire underneath your dreams. Healing relationships. So letting go, being open to your purpose, going with the flow. What do you dream of creating? Listen to your dreams. Then listen to the next step. So taking the next step, because what happens is we get overwhelmed. So maybe you already have a dream and you're sitting on the sidelines, but in order to create magic and you're manifesting the things that you create, what is required is to just focus on the next step. Don't think about the finished result. Don't think about the outcome. Think about, not even think, but allow yourself to kind of let go of the resistance of having a plan and having to have everything lined up so that things can flow to you. Goodness can flow to you. I do not need to monitor my thoughts. I can learn to prioritize my intentions. And I am not here to create sameness. Rather than trying to monitor your thoughts, pay attention to how you're feeling. So notice how you're feeling, and if your thought is not in harmony with what you're wanting to create, then, and we're constantly creating with our thoughts, that our thoughts become feelings, and then our feelings are what draws the things that we create to us. That is the law of attraction. And these are the law of attraction cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks from the Teachings of Abraham. So it, it, it goes back to the feeling of gratitude. So when you practice gratitude, you want to focus on feeling the gratitude. And you attract power unto you, that intention that is most important to you. So what are you focused on right now? As you prioritize your intentions, you want to be specific about what you're wanting to create, and then go with the flow. And this one, I'm not here to create sameness. So you have this dream, and the world may be telling you that dream is not realistic. That dream is not safe. It doesn't fit in the world. And if that is the case for you, one, I'm sorry, because that is such a difficult thing. Two, you are here to create magic. And rather than monitoring your thoughts and having to control everything, letting go, going with the flow, also means letting your thoughts come and letting them go. So you don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to let them go. Learn to let them go. And also be conscious of the thoughts that come up, because they could be inspirations that are going to help you listen to the next step. So these last cards that I'm going to pull from are the Artist Way Creativity cards. So, and they're by Julia Cameron. So, oh, the word perfectionism. Ugh, that's 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 what it is. If you're wanting to create, whether it's art or something else, writing or some other creative, I mean, we're creating all the time in different ways. So you're creating relationships, you're creating, maybe you're a business person, you're creating concepts, um, creative recovery. So we're creating all the time, and letting go of our judgments and the idea of perfectionism, which does not exist, is such an important part of being able to create your dreams, to manifest your dreams. So go with the flow. Let go. When you have those judgmental thoughts, don't judge them. Just let them go. Take a breath. Let them go. We've all heard that an unexamined life is not worth living, but consider that the unlived life is not worth examining. The success of a creative recovery hinges on our ability to move out of the head and into action. So, go with the flow. Go with the flow. You're here to create magic, and it does not have to be perfect. And the way to let go is to breathe. It's very simple. Breathe. It's like if you've ever gotten gum stuck in your hair, it's like peanut butter or mayonnaise or something greasy that helps the gum get stuck out of your hair. I don't know if you've ever had gum stuck in your hair, but that is a special trick if you do. So breathing is like peanut butter to your gum stuck in your hair. It lets your thoughts go. So just even a sigh. Be careful where you are, but even a sigh. All right, pile 2. Thank you for listening. If this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments about how it was helpful to you, and subscribe so that my readings are a little random right now, but if you subscribe, then you will not miss the next one. All right, bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this pile with the adventure awaits. Every year I do a word of the year as it's kind of a resolution, but without all the baggage of resolutions. And if you've never done a word of the year, then it's basically a simple process where you choose a word of the year, or better yet, you allow a word to choose you. You could do this on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, but it's really just intended to be a guide. I've found the practice very helpful, And so the adventure year was my favorite year. What a great year. So uh, August is the waiting game. Stay in the present. Stay positive in the belief that good things are manifesting. And so this card is about receiving. I go with the flow. I'm open to receive. Pile 2 had a lot to do with going with the flow, so you may want to look back at that pile. Believing that goodness, believing that adventure, like adventure awaits. Saying yes might be something you need to do more of. A lot of times, no is just an automatic response. And if you're a parent, you know this because your kids may be super excited about what they want you to do with them or for them, and a lot of times our response will be kind of automatic. And so being willing to be open, and if we're not open, then being open to being open is what my friend Lydia would say. So what are you creating more of in your life? So receptivity, adventure, groundedness. This tree is about groundedness. And there's 2 trees. So living life, allow your art, and art can be anything that you create. So it could be your cooking, your gardening, it could be your business, whatever it is that you are creating, allowing it to find its own way and form. And not letting what other people's perception of you, not letting other people's perception of us influence our openness to life and adventure. So this card is about a skeleton woman straightens out her bones. Some people find this repulsive, and this card repulsive and scary, but really it's about kind of tapping back into your strength and just being willing to get up and try again. Get get back into the adventure. And this card is another card of trees. So I'm just kind of wondering what the tree focus could be for you. Well, pile 3, I just had an experience. The dog started barking, and so I paused, and then my chair broke. I spilt my coffee all over my cards and kind of went into a bit of a rage and took a break, had a snack, and so now I am back to finish your reading. And one of the things I wanted to say is that one of the things I wanted to say is that you're intended to go on an adventure. Life is an adventure. Life is waiting for you to show up. But sometimes it's not about making things happen, it's about allowing things to come to us. And I know that's something that I'm working on. And I think it's important to say that when when you listen to people do readings like this, that it's always about them too. And so I don't I don't know if that's helpful to you. I'm hoping it is, but I think it's important to be aware of that always whatever's happening with me is going to influence what I'm saying, what I'm teaching, and you are the one that you can trust. You are the one that you can listen to, and life may come at you. Maybe you're intended to go a different direction. Maybe you're intended to stop and wait for what's coming. But you're also intended to keep trusting, even when life seems to really create chaos. So I'll draw a few more cards. These cards got all over the floor. I threw some, not gonna lie, and coffee on a bunch of my cards too. So anyway, I guess the other piece of this is allowing your emotions to serve you. So uh, your your emotions are not bad, and sometimes repressing them is not the best in our best interest, and so allowing them to come out. And in my case, there was nobody here with me, so I wasn't hurting anybody. I was just letting my emotions come through. So that's not a bad thing. The next card is I can change my life by changing my thoughts. Choosing a thought that feels slightly better than the one you've been thinking. So for me, what happened was I just my thoughts were very strong and negative, and by taking a break, getting something to eat, taking care of myself, nurturing yourself is one of the messages. Giving yourself a break when you need it, and not pushing. I do not need to monitor my thoughts. This card came out earlier in another reading. Rather than trying to monitor your thoughts, pay attention to how you're feeling. For if you should choose a thought not in harmony with your broader intentions, you will feel discord. And then you can redirect your thought to something that feels and therefore serves you better. So being intentional with your thoughts that are better feeling, aligning with your thoughts might be more important than trying to make things happen. So really learning how to manage your thoughts in a different way, choosing new thoughts, but also letting them come and letting them go. Well, that was another card that fell on the floor. I'm going to let that card go. And your last card is by The Artist's Way, Creativity Cards by Julia Cameron. And the previous deck is the Law of Attraction cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Anyway, conduits. No human power can deflect our good or create it. We are all conduits for a higher self that would work through us. We are all equally connected to a spiritual source. So there's something awaiting you, awaiting me, and instead of trying to make it happen, it's time to be intentional about your thoughts. Allow experiences to come through and basically get out of your own way so that you can receive, so that you can experience the great adventure of life. And as I said, I'm struggling with this too. Like, what is next? And trying so hard to make things happen. Instead, maybe we can trust. Sit back a little bit, relax a little bit, and let the universe do some of the work. Because we are conduits, and we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Life is always going to take care of you. That's just the way it works. If you think about your experiences of life, you may have had traumatic things happen, you may have had very painful life experiences, but can you look at your life and know that those experiences gained you awareness, gained you insight for your spiritual journey? Life is going to take care of us. So, pile 3. Yikes, adventure awaits. Ugh, I hope your adventure's not terribly messy. Thank you for listening, and I hope this was helpful. I don't know how helpful this reading was for you, but I hope there's something that you get from this, and creating more on this adventure you're on, this life adventure you're on. And if it was helpful, please hit the like button and let me know. Give me some comments. Let me know how it was helpful. And if you want to hear more readings, just subscribe. My readings are a little bit random, so you'll need to subscribe to make sure you don't miss them. All right, thanks, Pile 3. See you next time.